Is there a colossal titan-shaped hole in your heart? Don't fear, Production IG is here to fill that hole. Irradiating Nihao Matsumoto's hit manga that asks the question, what if I were Godzilla? And where is your life at 30? So join us on this merry trip into an existential crisis as we stomp through Kaiju No. 8.
You're getting to be a big boy. Lizards and dinosaurs, apes, moths and omnivores, robots with fission cores, kaiju. So many things to chew, snap, break, or tilt askew, will come destroy you, we're kaiju. Your world is burning, raging in flames, with napalm and lightning and nuclear wings. Blow them up, it's not so tough, except when they've had enough, then they get rid of us. Kaiju, kaiju. Kaiju, we're Kaiju. That's me!
Hello, welcome to Scar Mentality, the show where we watch and review anime from the sweet and wholesome to the depraved and trauma-inducing and decide whether it's peak, mid or trash. We are your uneducated and overly opinionated hosts, Robotnik stunt double, Chewbacca's twin brother, Slenderman on his day off, and Harry Potter if instead of going to Hogwarts he chose hard substances. If you like what you're seeing, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if there's any anime that you want us to review in the future, please leave a comment down below. And today, we're looking at Kaiju No. 8. When kaiju start renovating districts in Japan, it's up to a souped-up defense force to step in. Picture the scouts from AoT, but instead of pneumatic Stanley knives, they've got heavy artillery. Enter Kafka, who's a cleaner.
That's pretty cool, I guess.
He mops up after all the cool monster stuff has happened.
That is one big pile of shit.
But at 32, and watching his best mate achieve the dream they both set out for, he starts to wonder where his life is going. Shut up, I'm not relating, you are. He's tasked with training a new recruit who also wants to join the defense force. The first day seems to be going alright until they realise they've unwittingly stepped into a P. Diddy after party. After waking up in the hospital and suddenly deciding it might be time to get his life in order, this thing appears.
So, can I help you?
No, but maybe I can help you.
I need an adult.
I am an adult.
That turns him into a Kamen Rider Manzilla with all the power to make Gamera his little bitch.
Well, come on, get up!
Stay down, bitch!
So guys, what did we think of Kaiju No. 8?
No, I think for me, it all started obviously with you because I think you was fresh, hot on the frying pan, on the fire for Kaiju No. 8, but way back with the manga. So I was just waiting for the anime to pop out, and I knew I was going to watch it because obviously, like any recommendation you give, I'm 100% for it. But I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I have. It is fucking so good, so much better than I thought.
Well, that's the thing, because like me and Retro are like the biggest Godzilla fans. So when we heard that there was like a kaiju manga sort of everyone was talking about, we were straight onto it. It's the very first manga as well that I've actually read from chapter 1.
Well, ooh-la-dee-da, Mr. Frenchman.
So when they announced the anime and they were going to do the anime, I was like really excited for it because the manga itself is really good.
The thing I want to mention is I was not expecting it to be so funny.
Oh yeah. Maybe that's the first thing we should talk about.
God, there's so many bits of it that honestly had me on the fucking floor dying. Because I was just I knew nothing about all this, other than like the little tidbits you were telling us. But I was kind of under the impression that this was, going to be a bit more
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, exactly. Attack on Titan. Yeah, because it's like, oh, there's a guy who can turn into a kaiju. It's like, and he's he's got trying to join the military while having these powers. It's like, yeah, that sounds very Attack on Titan.
I think before we start to dive into the episode, like I don't know about anybody else, but the OP, the song I actually really like for the opening credits.
Is so good.
Yeah.
But
And
I was a bit iffy on the visuals.
Well.
I was a bit iffy with the CGI visuals at first, but I grew to like it.
I love it.
I feel like I'm having a deja vu with Hell's Paradise again, where I didn't like it. I like the outro music, not so much the animation. The animation is a bit boring for the outro. But I've got there's no denying. Yeah, the soundtrack for the series though, like some of the insert songs they have, like key moments, are just fucking epic. It's like made for AMVs,
Yeah.
But when I come to the opening, when I came to the opening, I was looking through all of it for like little references here and there, and one of the things that stuck out to me was like there were a number of times where you could see what literally looks like the oxygen destroyer from Godzilla. So immediately I was like, this opening's awesome. But then like the music itself, I like how it's got that sense of creeping dread through it. But also because of and like even the lyrics themselves are all like, oh, there's something inside me that is willing to burst, that is going to come out, and I need someone to help me hold it all back. And it's like, oh, that's a cool fit. That's such a weirdly, it's an emblematic part of the series, but not so much because obviously you just see how all the people just get on with each other. So it's kind of like you get that, it's like you get this weird disconnect between the opening and the series itself, where like clearly the opening is set for something darker, something more moodier, and then you just get to Kafka Habanero being sent to chop up shit-filled intestines.
The soundtrack's really weird because it was the soundtrack's really weird because it felt like a soundtrack to like a movie, like Into the Spider-Verse or something. It felt like it was quite upbeat and mainstream, which I wasn't prepared for. But diving into the first episode, I was very impressed with some of the added scenes they put on, but like I immediately, and I don't know if anybody else did, I immediately related to Kafka.
Oh yeah.
Like with him being like, we
don't have a choice.
Yeah.
we're all in our 30s. We immediately relate.
We are so old.
Yeah.
I agree with what Mizu said because the sense of humor, even from the first episode, is really good. Like when you see the kaiju get completely like torn apart by the bloody man cannon by Mina, and you see like they're like Kafka and the company he works for goes to clean them up, and he gets told that he has to go and clean the intestines, and it's just piles and piles and piles of shit. And it's like he says, like the stink just stays. And I like the fact that you see, like, because like when you watch Godzilla, you don't often think about the mess and the dead kaiju afterwards. You're like, that's your last thought. But I kind of find it interesting that it's like, oh no, there's people that have to clean it. Yeah. And the thought of like, holy crap. Fully intended. This would literally take weeks to get rid of a kaiju that big.
See, for me, I think because of the OCD in me, I do think about half the mess and destruction. I think, oh my god, how long is this going to take to recover?
And also, what do they do with the monsters afterwards? What do they just live in it?
Later. Well, all I can picture now is Lazy Beach watching Godzilla, but with like anti-bac wipes every time he like crashes into a building. Like, no, it can't happen. It must be clean.
Paint must paint everything clean. Paint.
There's pros and cons to like the world that we're introduced to, because I like the fact that like the world seems sort of prepared for the kaiju attacks, because like when you see the traffic lights and you've got like green, yellow, red, and then the kaiju traffic light, which makes me laugh that it happens that often that you have to make traffic lights for it. Yeah. I think it actually happens in episode 2, but there's like when they get the alerts on the phone, like how everybody gets the alerts on the phones, and I love the fact that like this guy gets told there's a kaiju on his phone turning up, and true to form he's like, oh my god, I hate these alerts. Like, how dare you tell me there's a kaiju on the way? I can't be arsed for this.
It's like it must be like a regular occurrence sort of thing. You know, you've got to show where it's like, oh, sorry, I was late, boss. Was it Godzilla took a shit, on 3rd Street? I had to do it. It took a 20-minute diversion.
Folks, we're experiencing some moderate Godzilla-related turbulence at this time, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask you to put your seatbelts back on.
The best bit is after when like Reno and Kafka get attacked by get attacked by P. Diddy, and like chase through all of the all the buildings and stuff. And it's when he's in that hospital, and it's the whole scene with the old man just picking up the phone and just like shaking, looking, and just that whole hospital bit. Absolutely crying, laughing. That's even funnier. Like that's funnier than the manga, because in the manga it was funny, but like watching it there, it felt like a Rick and Morty sketch. It was so brilliant.
Yeah. No, to be honest, the second episode has like some of the fucking funniest moments in the entire series. My favorite bit, and I know it's probably like really sort of lowbrow to just like, but it's like whether he's running along and he's like saying, "Oh, I'm bursting for a piss," it's like, where's it going to come from? Was it, you don't know, and then he just starts pissing out of his nipples.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Fucking dying.
I like the bit where like he's like he can't control it and he's deforming and he's morphing and he's turning all these things. And it's when Reno turns around and says, like, did you activate special mode? And it's like, my guy, you know as much as I do. Yeah, I was not handed a manual. It's funny how we keep making the Attack on Titan comparisons, because it's when there's, I think there's still episode 2. It's all like, there's all this, another kaiju's turned up. And is already like causing a load of problems, and it goes to that young girl with the mum, and the mum is being crushed, and it was literally just feeling like the Attack on Titan when Eren's mum's getting crushed by the building.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And all I could think of was just looking up and going, when they finally get like I kind of like the fact that when they finally get and Reno, like, bless him, he's like, yay, Kafka, you're no longer a fuck up. And and Kafka's just kind of like, oh, cool, I made it. And he's like, oh, I thought you'd be more excited, this was the dream of the last episode. And then he goes like, oh no, I always pass this bit, it's the next bit I struggle with. And he's like, oh.
But then we get this part where obviously he's doing the exercise, with everyone else. And you're like, aha. He says he's failed at this part before, and and whatnot. And you're like, well, with the kaiju powers, of course he's gonna succeed. He's gonna freaking blow the doors off. And he doesn't. And you're like, but why? And then you see this wonderful character moment of like, everyone else is doing their best with their own strengths and, not just their talent, but their own effort. It just wouldn't be fair.
It slightly reminds me of that moment in The Incredibles where the son is on in that racetrack running. But the parents are like, go, go, go. And they're like, no, don't go. Slow down, slow down, slow down. No, go, no, slow down, slow down. Because it's like, Kafka's like, yeah, go do it. But no, don't use your powers. No, just do it normally. Do it yourself.
Make it believable. Can we just, like, take a moment and, like, give Kaiju number 8 an award for having a protagonist that isn't fucking 12?
Yeah.
Isn't in high school.
Yeah, we're not starting here with some little youth that doesn't know anything, who's, lashing out because his parents are dead, probably, or something.
Insert Batman. Insert Batman motive here because edgy is cool equals cool at some point. It's like,
just go back a little bit. It's when they, finally get in and they roll up on the what's it called, the Defense Force training area, and like it gave me MHA flashbacks because it just felt like the opening exam that Deku goes to.
The second stage after the written exam.
No, when they meet in the car park.
Oh, right, okay.
We finally meet Kikoru Shinomiya, who at first just seems like the normal, like, bitchy girl, but fuck me, she's cool.
Oh, yeah.
She's really cool.
She's awesome.
And then, almost...
Yet still does the Shonen trope of, hey, I look really young and I'm really fat-chested. Let me just quickly strip down to my swimsuit and yeet a car.
I was going to say, just slightly taking the award back for that moment. But it's the moment that sticks with my mind is when she turns around and goes like, yeah, best get moving, old man. And he's like,
What? I'm not old. Yeah, you are, dude.
Yeah,
You're old. I see. It's all making sense now. I'm going, Princess. I'm sorry if my skin grossed you out. Nobody wants to see this old skin, I guess. Nobody in the world. Just get out of here!
Oh, that was a knife to the gut watching that. Because I had a moment where I was like, no, 32's not that. Oh.
No. That's good. Just keep rubbing your head. That'll turn back time.
Going into the training bit where they're going to test them, and I would like to know what the school systems and training systems in Japan are like, because why is it always a open area full of death? Because it was like the thing that got me is when he turns around, you see all the like pet kaiju running around, and then he's like, oh.
These kaiju caused 16 deaths during an incident in Hachioji last year. We captured them alive just for use in training exercises.
How about new, you crazy Dutch bastard?
It leaves me with a tuning exam kind of feeling.
Yeah, every school's got to have a place to sacrifice teenagers.
But this is different. They're not all teenagers. That's our subversion.
That's how we're different from every other show.
The training bit, I like the fact that even though we can't keep up because of his mopping up kaiju, he kind of has an idea of their weaknesses. I think that's pretty cool, because obviously, like, it doesn't make him completely useless and have to rely on his kaiju abilities. I like the fact that, oh, well, no, I cut these guys up for a living. Yeah, I know how you all work inside and out.
It's another parallel. It's another parallel to My Hero Academia that seemingly a lot of people miss, which is kind of like the whole point of shows this. But like where Deku has the power, where like Deku obviously has the power, much like Kafka has the power, but the bit that is more beneficial and more helpful about the stuff that they're doing is the knowledge and the on the moment sudden like an analysis of what's going on.
I agree, because it's not like they're trying to clout what he's bringing to the table. That actually is very, very, very valuable information. And so it's a very, very good way of like bringing his strengths and weaknesses to the battlefield. Everyone loves an underdog story.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's why I think anime does so well, is because it's like I said before, I didn't think I was going to enjoy it so much, but they do such a good job because it's always concentrates on the characters and getting you more familiar with the characters and their story and their life, and that's what makes it so good because you follow the character's journey, don't you? More so.
None of them are like as far as I see it, none of them are like a superhero, like a Superman character. None of them have ever. That's why I like anime. None of them have ever just started as unless we're talking about isekai, but that's a different ball game entirely. But usually we're like shonens. They appear and they've not got anything to them. Like they all have to build and work, and you see them grow in strength as the series goes on. Like Naruto at the very start isn't like he isn't the same as when he finishes. And he looks different all the way, like he evolves and his powers grow, and like the fact that when he's in the first episode he can't even do a Kagebushi. By the end of it, he's God.
Yeah.
You've got like again, you've got someone like Goku who starts off as a monkey boy that can't tell the difference between a man and a woman, and then by the end of the series, he's God.
Monkey boy.
Anyway.
I like Kikaru. I really like Kikaru, but it's kind of funny as well when she's showing off and she's dispatching everybody, and she's like the top of her class. She's the only one with like potential to be like matching captains and yada yada yada. And then she runs across our villain.
Like roses and clover. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Hello, friend. Nobody got you the way I do.
This is where the real threat is.
Yeah, Kaiju number 9.
A new challenger approaches.
I'm not too sure about the design of Kaiju number 9, but I won't lie. He is creepy as all hell.
That's what they do well, doesn't he? He doesn't look intimidating at first, but then once he appears and he fucking activates his Monster Reborn magic card and revives all the dead Kaiju, that's when he's like, oh shit, something's going on here.
I completely forgot what number he was. So there was a time where you kept
how good you
asking.
The show's called number 8.
I know, but I know, but there was a time. But I completely forgot what number he was supposed to be. So there's a time between me and Jagger Jones' communication where I just kept referring to him as Dinner Plate Ed.
It kind of makes you think of Freezer, but without all the smugness.
Yeah, very Freezer, especially with the finger blasting.
He replaces the cold callousness with he still has the cold callousness, but now instead of it being replaced with a superiority complex, it's more just blind consumptive curiosity. I want to know what you're doing. I want to know what you're doing. I will do anything and everything to damage you to figure that stuff out.
The way he dispatches of Kikaru is kind of haunting as well. Like I legitimately thought she was going to get killed off. And
they were lethal shots.
Although the funniest bit is when he, like you said, he uses Monster Reborn on that Kaiju, and it's when she's doing her sort of like Vegeta stance, and she's like,
Excuse you.
Excuse, Broly.
You have been ignoring your king!
What is a king to a god?
And what is a god to a non-believer?
Do you believe now?
I love it because the next bit is like a true anime trope moment where Kafka comes in, obviously transformed. You know, enter Big Daddy Kafka. Here he is, and meanwhile he's got this. He knows he's a big threat because now he's got like Spidey sensibilities or something as well. But it's like, hey Shinomiya, you did a great job. You know, he's giving more praise to her than her father ever has.
Oh snap!
Meanwhile, he's about to like kick the living shit out of fucking Dinner Plate Man.
The episode where we've got the giant like mutated Gumba that are like taking over taking over that town. It's when it's stomping through, because this is where Kaiju number 9 takes his like where he does appear again. But it was funny when he's like walking through, because the music, the shots, everything felt like an old Godzilla film, like down to a T. It was all tokusatsu. It was absolutely brilliant. And then when Mina takes a shot at it, collapses it, and then she's like,
Again! 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 Again!
Another epic victory! Big win!
it's when it's Iharu and Reno when they come across Kaiju number 9, and it's a very, every time he's on screen, it's really freaking, it's really uncomfortable. Number 9 is like evolving like a Pokemon Digimon through the as well. He just like keeps evolving and changing. And I love that when Reno tries to and he pulls that body across, and he's like, oh, where did this come from? And then he like opens up the body.
Here's Johnny.
When Kafka appears on the scene as well, it's so hype.
Oh yeah,
it's so hype. It's so cool, and I love it when he's like, was it Kaiju number 9's questioning what the fuck is going on, like questioning his existence, and then it's like, I love it when he punches him in the head, and it's floating, and he's like,
why can't I feel my everything? Oh, this is the end of the road. The end for me. I wonder, will I dream?
Oh, so good.
I fucking love that moment.
I love it. I loved it. It's going back to that moment again. Like he's not expecting it, because he's looking at them like, these people can do nothing to me, and it's like.
So I love the bit where he goes to do like that big massive punch as well, and it cuts him. He's like, oh, what's this feeling? Oh,
I'm in danger.
And then knocks him, like renovates an entire street with his body.
Another anime hype moment during that, which I feel like you were saying then, Tiger Jones, that it never get old for me, and I love it that it doesn't. But the moment Kafka he's stood there standing up straight, and he's got his arms crossed, and he just does like this sonic boom from his mouth. And it's just like, even though he's defending his mates from, being killed and stuff, he's still toying with him, really. And it's just, he's just having fun there. He's like...
It's when when Kaiju number 9 runs off, and Kafka's kind of like, ah, crap, now I've got to run as well. And then he runs into Hoshina, and like, Hoshina gives him the business. Like, Hoshina, like, nearly wrecks his shit, but the whole time I was thinking like,
where the fuck were you?
In the episode, if he's supposed to be backing up, if you recall, he's supposed to be backing up Mina, but then he's like, and then he's in the middle of like the conflict, and then he gets a phone call from head office, just like, hey, yo, your warranty's expired, you need to go move your car, and he's like, and zooms off and tries to and bumps it, and then ends up there at bloody and that's where he's like going to save Iru and Reno, and that's when he bumps into number 8 Kafka, just like, hey, do you want to see what these swords feel like? Swords feel
It is kind of neat how he has like, like dual wields these like butcher knives, although when they do his backstory and they're talking about the fact that like, you can't like, and he's talking about, oh, everybody looked down on me because they didn't believe in my skill, and I was thinking, like, what, mate, if you told me you were going to fight Godzilla with a butter knife, I'd laugh at you as well.
Yeah, maybe back when guns didn't existed, it was a very big thing, but now there's
By the way, how are they fighting them with katanas to begin with?
Yeah, all of the small ones, but even then, obviously, you see the work he puts in. He more than compensates for his skill and attributes.
Yeah, it's funny to compare it to Attack on Titan, because this guy basically has like Captain Levi levels of skill. I'm pretty sure he even does some like the buzzsaw.
Yes, he does.
I did not see this at all. So what you're pointing out to me now is like obvious tropes. It's like, oh my god, how did I not see all this? Is this so like it?
By the way, talking about his techniques, I love it where it's funny how he keeps going like number 9, cross slasher.
Number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda.
They're all the same move. There is no variation. He's just slashing.
I wonder if he's using breathing techniques. Like in his head, is he going water breathing? First fall.
I thought that through the whole fight. I thought that it's like that with Kikaru when she finally gets her act, and she's saying like, was it whatever number 5 and stuff like that. It's like all you're doing is just twatting it harder. There is no difference in the technique. It's like Kamehamehas in Dragon Ball. Like, there is no difference between Super Kamehameha and Burst Limit Kamehameha. You're just screaming louder.
It's just slashes and stuff, but because it's so linear, it's just you slashing stuff, but like, they've got to do all this to make it seem more hype and seem that there's more to it.
But she's got a new axe.
Shinomiya finally got her axe together. And then we get to my G.
Yeah, Kaiju number 10's really like... Whereas 9 was creepy, 10 is just like intimidating.
10 just walks straight in, just literally is one of those things of like, I'm here to kick some ass, let you see the best you got. And just fucking ready to wreck shit up. He's fucking awesome.
I love it how the finger thing comes in again. So like, even Kaiju likes to do the whole like getting the hand out and like flicking or pointing or something, because Kaiju number 10 does the whole finger flicking, doesn't he? Finger blasting technique to Vice Captain Hoshina.
Going into the like last bulk of some of these episodes, because there's not much of a like respite between like the Gumba attack and then the flock of hell that turns up. And but it's really cool how it happens. But again, it's what I've just said is that when all they turn up and he turns around and says, "Oh, they're wyvern and they only ever fly on their own." It's like we have no like we're not given the context of kind of like, oh, that's strange. Like this is the first time we've ever seen him, and it's again like, what counts as a Hoju? What counts as a Yoju?
It seems like every time Kafka does some late night studying, a Kaiju attack happens.
Coincidence? Absolutely.
The Kaiju numbering and some of the Kaiju, like I find it. I don't feel like a lot of the world is explained as to why certain things happen. But weirdly, it does still feel consistent. It's like, why have they got like they're just numbered 1 to 10? Like, why are they just numbered, not given actual name?
Yeah, because you think of like the tornadoes going on now. They've named every single tornado. Why do we not just name every Kaiju with a name?
This is Kaiju Enid. This is Kaiju Irene. Give Hoshina his due. Like, there was some point to the fight where he just turned number 10 into Lunchable. But it was like, I started getting PTSD when he was trying to fight him because all I could think of was a great ape, Vegeta, Sparking Zero.
Oh, PTSD.
Like, and I was expecting quick time events the entire time. Like when the fight's over and then it turns into that big bubbly ball of oh no. Yeah. I find it kind of funny that Kafka didn't pick it up, but it's the tiger that was the only one that decided to look up.
Yeah.
Everybody's all celebrating and all tapping each other up, and then the tiger's like,
"The fuck is that?"
I love it. It just goes all Resident Evil, doesn't it? And it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna mutate now, like fucking G-Virus, and go fucking supersized.
And you can, but it's all, and it sounds like it's fed on his lust for battle with him mutating. That it's like, I've nearly died, but that just makes me harder.
I like the fact that when he finally makes the final vein in Reno's head pop when Kafka jumps over and he turns into number 8. I do kind of like the fact that the secret's kind of out very early on, rather than it being dragged for like 10 seasons.
It's also, with the way that Kafka's been made throughout the entire show, as he's been shown to be such a self-sacrificing person, it's kind of like, this secret would been shown a lot sooner. And to have it go any longer, it's like, you're just gonna start making like really bizarre character choices and reactions that don't make sense. The people are shown to be smart, clever. Well, the entire group's been shown to be rather clever, on the ball, able to pick up the clues and respond really well, and they're piecing it all together. For this to go any further, everybody would have had to take idiot pills and start sharing brain cells.
Yeah, true.
Well, when he gets taken into custody, this is where one of my biggest issues comes with it, and it's when you see Hikaru's dad. I think it's Aisawa, or whatever his name is.
Call him Mr. Shinomiya.
Mr. Shinomiya, and I'm sorry, in the anime they have done him dirty. He looks derpy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like he looks like a chunky old man. In the manga, he looks intimidating as all hell. He looks like a scary man. And
he gives like Ray Kage kind of vibes. He's like, I am a fucking brute force to deal with. Do not fucking step on me, bitch.
Don't fuck with me, fellas! This ain't my first time at the rodeo.
The whole, there's not much to say about the fight, because despite the fact that it looks derpy, the whole fight is really intense. And it's really he's constantly got him on the back foot.
I feel like it's a lose-lose situation for him. It's like, don't transform and let me kill you, or transform and become a kaiju. Basically, accept that I believe that you're a kaiju, and then that way, I'll kill you regardless, or I'll sentence you to death.
Or a third option.
And it's after a while as they're fighting, and then you see even the daughter Shinomiya is there, and you get the flashback of like, hey, he's a guy, he's just a dude, and she's got Kafka's back even against her own dad, and her own dad's like, no, he's a kaiju. That's all. He's a kaiju, and she's like,
he ain't got no heart.
Yeah, and he's just like, he is just a kaiju, and she just stubbornly goes, no, he's a nice guy with kaiju powers.
He's a big, beautiful man.
I put it on him, and it's that moment you kind of go, and you suddenly piece together, and for me, that was the moment that kind of like clicked for me to realize. No, like you could see that. You could see her fucking, comic book shop box of daddy issues from a mile away.
Quagmire's there, standing behind.
Your father doesn't love you. But the thing is that then you start to realize, and you look at it and you realize how weird the situation is, and you suddenly piece together what it actually is. This is not an execution. This is literally, you've pieced together, he's not out to, if it was an execution, it wouldn't have been in a giant fucking arena. It wouldn't have been, he wouldn't have given them the choice of,
By the way, I feel sorry for the cleaners.
Hey, I'm not gonna make it this weekend.
Oh, but you're gonna miss the big janitor dance. This is our last chance to get laid before janitor college.
You think I don't know that?
Yeah. And it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna put my dukes up. It literally would be like, no, I'm just gonna get a gun. I'm just gonna chuck you into a jet engine. Whoosh, done, sorted.
It's to test him to see, like, because I'm gonna push you and probably kill you, but if you can control it, then yippee, that's good for me. I've got another weapon I can use. But if you can't control it, I'll fuck you over here.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like, it's a sudden realization of like, it's a very it's an odd one, but it's an odd mercy that it kind of like is brought on by the fact that in an unusual in an unusual thing, that everybody on the entire squad, on the entire platoon, has Kafka's back. Even those he never really talked to. Ichikawa, Shinomiya, obviously, but like everyone.
Yeah.
Hoshina, the rest of Class 1A, because I can't freaking remember the names escape me. The names escape me for the moment. But the rest of them are all like, yeah, no, he gave a good advice. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy. He's not gonna be he's not some weird kaiju spy.
Yeah.
And it's like, and like,
he's cool.
Yeah, and that's one of those, that's a trope that has been really overdone in a lot of, not just manga, but in a lot of like Western and Eastern shows where like, oh yeah, the guy turned out to be a monster and everybody's kind of turned on him. He's got one or two mates, but everyone else is just like, I don't know if I can trust you anymore. And it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. It makes sense, but it's refreshing to be like, yeah, no, we had a laugh, we shared a bath, we had a beer, we had a drink, and he literally just put through his entire future and his dream, and arguably all of us, threw us all away to save us by revealing this secret. Yeah, no, he's the nice guy that I still remember, and I've got it back through frickin' Finn. And
to be fair, he did save them all from literally a Hiroshima kind of bomb about to go off. They would probably all be dead if it wasn't for him, so they've got to give him some slack, definitely. But
it's one of them
very
things,
true,
like,
very true to the character trope. So like they have bonded over quite a long time, because obviously the episode, they seem like it's back to back, but there's a lot of dates and a lot of time passes between them. So they are kind of like all as family, aren't they?
Yeah,
well, and that's one of them things, isn't it? It's one of them things like, we know you're a top bloke, but you know, dude, you turn into a monster. That's kind of worrying us.
Probably all looking at him like a dad in a way.
Yeah. The funniest thing I found, like, there's a couple of things like towards the end of the fight. His right hand, like his right hand man turns up that Gen with the big with the big fuck off cloud strife sword.
Oh yeah, I think that's like a number 1 or a number 2 Kaiju numbered blade or something.
Yeah, and then he takes the mask off, and oh my god, what have they done to him?
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Yeah.
Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse. Like in the manga, he looks really cool. In this, holy shit!
Yes, I'd heard about that. I've seen the comparison. It's like oh yeah, it's like the rest of the series really well animated, but then it just seems like were they running out of budget on this last episode?
The funniest bit for me as well is when they're in the when they're all stood around that table and they're all talking about what they should do with Kafka. And Mina's like trying to stand up for him and make a case, and it's when she turns around and says, "Oh, yes, he defended us in his battle with number 10." It's like he Saitama a floating scrotum. He didn't really battle him. Like, calm down. I don't know why I laugh my back off, because it's when they're talking about all those people, and of course, Mr. Shinomiya has just literally fought him.
Further, he has the most humanity. What is the deciding factor as to whether Kafka Hibino should be trusted as an officer? I believe it should be his heart. I trust him with my life.
Director General, what's your decision?
And that was Kaiju number 8. Sure, it doesn't exactly reinvent the wheel when it comes to anime tropes, and yeah, some of the character designs are, let's say, questionable. Looking at you again. But what does it bring to the table? Godzilla-sized helpings of action and laugh-out-loud moments. And a cast that slowly starts to feel like your weird but lovable anime family. And the world, full of mystery and kaiju chaos that will keep you locked in as the story unfolds. With giant monster movies making a comeback, especially our boy the Big G, it's safe to say that Kaiju No. 8 is stomping its way into the spotlight as the next big monster hit.